tēnā rā hoki tātou. Tātou mā kua huri ake mai nei, huki ake mai nei, ki roto ki Hawaikirangi. Ki Hawaikirangi nei, i roto i ngā wiki, i ngā rā pare ārau, hoki ake mai anō ai. Ki roto kia tātou, ki roto anō hoki kia mātou, i roto ROFM. I roto anō Wairarapa whakāta. Mātou anō kai roto i tahu pēne, oro puoro ki ngi mangu, me ngā ahuatanga katoa kia mātou, kia Tūtahu Trust Tahu Investments Limited, pū te atau toko, me rā mea katoa. Kia whai kia hau ki etahi poko taringa, aku poko taringa karekau i te kāmai, no reira kia huri ake au ki tētahi. Me taku whai atu i roto i te wā nei e tātou mā ki Hawaikirangi ki tēnei rā, i roto i ngā tū āhuatanga o te wā, me ngā kōrero o te wā ki te hōtaka ki roto ki tēnei rā tonu nei, i ngā mea hai whakaatu atu ki a tātou e mātakitaki mai nā, e whakarongo ake mai nā kia Hawaikirangi, kia haua Kaea Matiaha, te aroa hatai, te rangi pū a tātā. O roto tahu mākāka nui matua hapu nui tonu, ki roto Wairarapa ki Tararua, ki roto ki te tai hauauru au kati. I roto i te ariki mataura, koau anō te ariki matua o roto, i roto anō i te tūākana kia te tura te tama. Tēnei o ngā hapu, i roto i a mātau, i roto i a tahu mākāka nui matua. Kai te mihi atu tēnā tātou katoa. E ki ana te kōrero, Ko tahi anō hapu nui tonu i roto Wairarapa ki Tararua, i roto anō o he te taunga wairoa, te māhia mai tawhiti, te whanganui o rotu a huriri, e tau ana mai ki ni wāhi, e tau ana mai kai te tūtū mai o ngā maunga, e tū ana mai nei i nei rohe wenua, e tātou mā, tau nahanaha tonu atu ai, e tahu mākāka nui matua te katoa, me te ki, no, kai roto i ngā, te tū whakahihi mai, te tū ariki mai, ariki nui mai o ngā maunga i nei rohe, ko te tū mai tonu nei, a tahu mākāka nui matua, ki ngā rohe tonu nei, ki ngā wenua, ki roto ki ngā uri, ki roto ki ngā hapu, o roto, tēnā tātou, kai te mihi, tēnā rā tātou katoa. Kia inoi rā tātou, ne? Tuatahi, ka mutu, kua huri atu rā tātou kia coffee, ki te ki te atu, whakarongo atu i tērā ana waiata, pressure, under the pressure. Kia rāngona atu tonu ai e tātou, kia kite atonutia, ngā painga o roto i te puoro nei hei whai. Ngā mea katoa kāre i te kite atu ana i e rā mea e pānuitia kautia ana i tēnei mea te puoro i te pukapuka. Ahakoa te ātāhua o tērā me te pai i roto i tērā mahi, i roto i tērā mea. Tēnā mamahi e harakau i te mea māma, tērā mamahi e harakau i te mea kino, engari te ao te puoro ki ngi mangu, karekau i te tino mea. Kai te pai karekau i te tino mea. Ko te tino mea i roto i te ao puoro ki ngi mangu, ko te taha ki te wairua. Kai te pai, te taha ki te wairua. No reira rai tātou, nau mai haere ki te whai ati tonu i ngā tohungatanga ki tēnei puoro. Taitura no hoki ki a mātau, o tahu pēne, tēnā tātou kia inoi. Te iehua, kua hoki ake mai anō mātau te taipuni i te taumata kōrero, i roto i ngā pāhotanga kia Hawaikirangi, i roto i ngā pāhotanga ia tahu pēne, tahu kua tīmata mai, te mine mai, te pine mai, i roto i ngā tū āhuatanga o te wā ki te whai atu, i ngā tangi, i ngā nawe, i ngā take, o tahu mā kākanui matua hapu, hai pāho atu, hai tangi atu, hai taiwira atu, hai whakatakoto ki roto ki tēne mea te waiata, tēne mea te puoro ki ingi mangu, i nei taonga katoa, kua mai nei, i roto i te ao, ki nā noa nei, ki nā noa mai nei, ki roto anō hoki, ki nei rā tonu nei, kua hora tonu mai, i roto tonu anō i a koe, i roto tonu anō rā i a mātau, i roto tonu anō rā i ngā hapū, nā rātau nei mātau, kai te u tonu mai, mātau, kai te ora tonu mai, i roto i ene tū āhuatanga o te tohungatanga, kua whakau mai nei i a rātau, i roto i te taha ki te wairua ki a mātau tonu. E no reira whakamoe miti, ki roto ki tō hou i ngā tapu, ake, āmene. E tātou mā, kua pakaru taku kitara i tēnei rā. Nā rere i mai nā haui aku pahu āpiti. Ki reira nei, taitoko atu tūriki atu i taku waiata i roto i tēnei rā. Karekau i te huri atu rā tātai koau, ki tērā o mātai waiata. Tērā waiata rā reggae, kia waihua atu ki tētahi wā ki nāia nei. No te mea kai te whakatikahia taku kitara. I mōhi o ke i au i tērā wiki. No te mea kai tētahi o ngā tiringi i roto i tērā wā, te rangi kārekau i te tino pai. E rangi mōhi o ke i ahau kārekau e tae ana te pēwhia. Nā rei waihoke atu ahai, waihoke noa e ahau i tērā wiki kia he noa atu ai. Ana, ka hoki mai anō ai ahai, waiata tonu ai, haere tonu ai, ngā ahuatanga ki te hōtaka. Pērā tonu hoki anō ki tēnei rā tonu nei. Hoi anō, kua mai nei aku taramu, aku pahu, āpiti, hai tūruki i āu i roto i tēnei rā. Kai te pai? Te ariki atu. Te ariki atu aia, te ariki atu aia. Ara ke rai te mate, te ariki atu aia. Horo nukua a papa, whakia katoa toa. Te e hua karaiti te ariki atua. Te ariki atua ia. Te ariki atua ia. Arakera i te mate te ariki atua ia. Oro nukua a papa. Whakia katoa toa, te e hua karaiti te ariki atua. Āmene. Kia ora mai rā tātou. Tātou, tēnā rā tātou. Huri atu ai ki ngā pekitia kia coffee. K-O-F-F-W. Kai te he taku tau kupu i roto i tērā. I roto i tērā wiki taku taupū. Taku tātaipu. he noa atu. Ana, ko te K-O-F-F-E-E. Ke he tana ingoa i roto i te tautaupu. Kai te pai tēnā. Pressure tēnei. E haere ake nei. Kia tātou kahuri.
Hear that? Them think it's a joke. Sister, talk to them now. It's real.
Never give up.
Do you have any doubt? This is what we're talking about.
Under the pressure, yeah, under the pressure. If your porch will be taken away now, we cheat na second cause we all under pressure, my friend. Sometimes when you feel it, you cry down. I hurt your heart, you know, but do not make it stress, cause it happy be better, not feel living at the ghetto, feel be under the pressure, my friend.
From we born in the struggle, isolated in our bubble. One half for the rich, yet another for the poor. God bless and please help us, we can't take no more. We're feeling the pressure, we are down to the core. How money for they and when them send it offshore. And every nation come here get rich and we stay poor. Them show you $20, we go through the back door. Tell them, so we can't take no more.
Under the pressure, yeah, under the pressure. If your porch will be taken away now, we cheat na second cause we all under pressure, my friend. Sometimes when you feel it, you cry down. I hurt your heart, you know, but do not make it stress, cause it happy be better, not feel living at the ghetto, feel be under the pressure, my friend. Lord have mercy, this can't get no worse. I feel call it a curse, so me heart it a hurt me. Call it thirsty because from me birth to the first me I feel like the father desert me. But all when the pressure erupt, me never give up. No, me never give in. And me I send up a prayer for the better living. I can't ball, so I better me sing. And so under the pressure, yeah, under the pressure. If your porch will be taken away now, we cheat na second cause we all under pressure, my friend. Sometimes when you feel it, you cry down. I hurt your heart, you know, but do not make it stress, cause it happy be better, not be living at the ghetto, be under the pressure, my friend. It's serious, a lot of times I find it serious. Life is a little mysterious. Up we pot and we can't even steer it up, oh no. I can't wait for morning come. Oh gosh, did I too long? Oh gosh, the fight too long. I can't wait to see the sun. Under the pressure, yeah, under the pressure. If your porch will be taken away now, we cheat na second cause we all under pressure, my friend. Sometimes when you feel it, you cry down. I hurt your heart, you know, but do not make it stress, cause it happy be better, not feel living at the ghetto, feel be under the pressure, my friend.
Yes, the pressure is real and the whole world I feel, yet we not give up. Overflowing up with cup and the system corrupt. Look how hard summer work and it's still not enough. Oh no, lock down the world, no nobody now walk. I no food out in the house while the bills pile up. When you listen politician, you say wait a second. Do they feel the same as you and I do?
Under the pressure, yeah, under the pressure. If your porch will be taken away now, we cheat na second cause we all under pressure, my friend. Sometimes when you feel it, you cry down. I hurt your heart, you know, but do not make it stress, cause it happy be better, not feel living at the ghetto, be under the pressure, my friend.
Tino a tāhua neha. E tātai mā, tino a tāhua kai te hai whā ki te whā o ngā haura i tēnei rā toni nei. Me te wera hoki o waho. I ngā āhuatanga katoa nei, a tai atu anō hoki ki ngā taumahatanga i runga i te pēne tahu i roto i nei rā. Kai te kaha, te whakaharatau, hoi, karekau tonu i te tino mai te katoa ki ngā whakaharatau matua o mātau. Hoi anō he wā anō, kia huri atu ai mātau, ki e rā wā titiro atu anō ai. E tahi, kai roto kē rātau i ngā kai roto i te wā kai roto i te wā ki i te tūranga mea i a rātau e tautiaki ana i ngā tamariki rānei he take anō ke ake anō rānei rātau e whakauaua atu ana, e mō rika atu ana hoki rātau, pōkai kaha noa atu anō hoki rātau ki te hara mai ki ngā prakati, ngā whakahara tau matua. Yeah, so reggae, there you go, reggae at its best. The new super heavyweights of our time, Coffee that was, and Pressure. And yes, we have come into a wonderful time in reggae music because we're starting to see reggae grow a lot stronger and actually develop into what we believe is almost carving up to be the reggae of the future, which is looking absolutely brilliant and absolutely versatile, diverse, and of something we would never ever expect it to be, which is music. You know, that's music. And the music industry, things always tend to go that way. They always come out to be something you least expect. Audiences want more. Clientele want more. They want more, and the more you want, the more versatile, and the more the diversity of musicians start to come to the fore. So I guess reggae has been no different in that respect. Yeah, sorry about my drumming before. I actually made a couple of mistakes there. I went wrong and put myself wrong, but yeah, these things happen, and you've just got to keep moving along. And especially with reggae music, I've got a bit of an excuse there, especially with reggae music, and when you're on your own, and especially in a studio, it can get a little risky. So you're always very conscious in a studio. If you're on your own. If I was with others, I'd be relaxed as anything, because all I have to worry about is my own parts. See, I don't have to worry about everyone else's parts. I've always got everyone else's parts on my mind when it's just me. How to carve that out in a song, that's a bit of a task. So we won't go there. But we were going to do Reggae in Your Reggae, one of our originals today. But I changed that. My guitar, like I was saying before, in Tahumaka Kanui Matsu, I was saying that one of the keys on the guitar is sort of decided not to work properly, and that happened last week because I had a flat string, but there was nothing I could do about it, so I just carried on. And yeah, the whole guitar needs doing over. It needs a restring. Frets need sorting. It's why I keep breaking strings on it. And just before the show last week, I broke a string, and also the key decided it would lock in. It would lock up for us. I think it was the G. The G string, so that key. And so yeah, we've got today for you. I'm going to look back at we're still looking at those three. Who can remember those three particular areas of the music that we wanted to help you to get more of? I won't show you how to put it together because that's a little bit technical, and I would need other members of the band who are supposed to have one here today, but they haven't arrived yet. Hopefully they come soon, or they get here later. But and that was Laroia. He was coming in today. He is not here yet. However, yeah, we've got Capleton today. We've got Kabaka Pyramid today and Damien Marley. And we've got, I'm going to look back, I have to look back at my favourite Gregory Isaacs song, one of my favourites. It Ain't Easy, so we can see it on the video because we missed out on that last week. And we've also got a number from Buju. Buju Banton was in there with Coffee just a moment ago. And isn't he awesome, eh? Yeah, he brings out a lot of the best of the futuristic reggae of the time. That's why Jerusalem, I still haven't got you a copy of that today, or timetabled in that to play. But that's just an amazing song, and it is built on reggae. It is a reggae genre song. reggae, R&B. And R&B is a part of reggae anyway, so, but it's in particular the R&B soul that is drawn out in that song. It makes it a bit dancey, R&B soul. And so it makes your music dancey. And very, very, clarity is highly important in R&B soul. R&B is pop music. So there you go, Michael Jackson, all those Michael Jackson fans. I'm a Michael Jackson fan. Joe Mercer Marley's a Michael Jackson fan. Brought up on that music, and the messages are so clear, they're so simple, they're so crisp, and the music is all the same. That's R&B. It's a part of reggae music. So, but what are we looking at? We're looking at feels, militant feels. We're also looking at how we can use those to affect different, the atmosphere, the climate in a song, the whole works in a song can, they can make or break your song. And, when you listen to these masters of this music, they would disagree with that. I just couldn't find another word. These heavyweights, the masters of the music, when they refer to the masters, they refer to the tribe of Judah. They refer to the kings, the black kings. But these super heavyweights of today, like Coffee, they just have a mastery of how to carve out their songs and put them together and arrange them in ways that all those massive areas in their song, like the militance, the feels, the heaviness of the bass, the movements of the bass, how they can articulate feelings in a song, feelings in words, different lines in words, helping to articulate and emphasize in different parts of the song. It's a very, very intricate job, which is why I don't want to go through everything with you. But look through those three areas, and Tahu uses it to the max. And that's why I want to go through Reggae and Your Reggae with you. It's not only the words that are going to help you to understand what I'm talking about, but it's how the whole song is put together. It's just one amazing... we're listening to a lot of dancehall rappers. That's what Kabaka, Pyramid, Capleton and all those guys are, Buju. It's not as though they rap all the time. They do some soul reggae songs, and that's what reggae is known for. It's the soul. And we in particular focus in Tahu on the soul, because our tangi, our unique tangi in our whenua here is what matters to us. That's why we've cultured our music like that. Our unique tangi, we believe it's unique. Secondly is we want it to be a dance music, so it's a very R&B. We draw out the R&B in our music a lot. And that's what you'll find with this particular dancehall reggae number called Reggae and Your Reggae. But it also articulates for you in detail, in intricate detail in the lyrics, exactly what I'm trying to explain to you. I just don't always think of the words, and the words go so quickly. It's gone, but in a flash, and the song's all over. So you got to listen really hard, or otherwise buy a copy. We're also going to put out. Well, we're thinking of it. We're thinking of putting out a Tahumaka Nui Matua Reo Matua version of that song. So we do it in the reo as well. Because it's a very, very well put together song. Actually, tipped apart from All the Glory, it was a song tipped as the best waiata to come out of reggae music shop of Tūtahu Trust Tahu Investments Limited of all time. It took over from All the Glory. It used to be All the Glory, and then next minute along came this song. So total rap song, a few little soulful lines and lyrics and licks of the voice in there, just to complement, but most of it is pretty much rap. Yeah, so let's go on to what we got up next. We got up next is Capleton, and we're looking at the soul. That's the other part, the soul feels and militant feels. Okay. feels you get from the topic of the song, and also the different details covered by the author of the song, the writer, the composer of the song within the words. So that, how they feel about that is, in particular, how they bring it through the reggae. And you've got to do it with reggae music. You can't just slap a reggae song together and make it a signature calypsonic strum and that's it. You know, that's not a reggae song. There's so much more that goes into it, and hopefully we can help you out to be able to do those sorts of things and do them to the T. Here we go, Capleton. The Prophet Rides Again by one of the most prominent, in fact, dubbed the Prince of Reggae Music, the late and great Dennis Brown. Second only to Bob Marley in the reggae music industry. Yeah, Dennis Brown. This is one of his songs. The Prophet Rides Again, remixed by Capleton. One of the best, of all time. I think he came a bit later than Buju. And Capleton became an artist similar to Buju, but he's much more of a rap artist. Capleton, a bit like Kabaka Pyramid. And we'll hear from him later on, him and Damian Marley. Stay tuned. Kia mau tonu mai. E tata mā kia mau ano te rongo. Pa rua me niti ki te whā. Kai te rangona tonu ati tātau I te reo kupu. I ngā whakaaro nui a tahu. A Kaea Matiaha te aro hata I te rangi pū a tāta. Oroto I te pēne. Kai whakaarahirahi nei. Oroto. Kai tohu nei anō oroto, kai tautiaki, kai taumanaki, te taha ki te puoro, te taha ki te takoto, ngā waiata I te tauira mai anō hoki. Me te oro ki ngi mangu, te nara tātau, kahuri.
Rolling. Rise. All right. So let's say the first, yeah. For the better and the best, and tell them hard work that's not the key to success. Now come here so we chill, and make them know the prophecy will have to fulfill. Then come to prophesy, and burn out all the traitor them, and burn out all the spy. And rise up with the truth, and still come to motivate the youth. Alright, them wonder how we do it and survive. Them wonder how we do it and stay alive. Them wonder how we do it and survive. I throw the cleanest how we are, and true when I go compromise. No wonder how we do it and arise. Them I wonder how we do it and survive. Them I wonder how we do it and we still stay alive. And the cleanest how we are, make we survive. Alright, it's not about the vanity, it's not about the fame. Longevity, that is the name of the game. You have to know how to claim and know to reclaim. Well, righteousness, me say we have to come proclaim. Manifest. Well, righteousness, they get to use them on the stress. Rise above the sea and give a lot of praises to His Majesty. Rise above the grudge and tell them that them heart them must carry some love. Then come to prophesy and burn out all the traitor and the spice. So me say, it's not about your buckle and it's not about your belt. It's not about your vanity, it's not about your wealth. It's not about your counter and it's not about yourself. It's all about the others and it's all about yourself. It's all about your links and no one else. It's not about your dollars and it's not about your cent. It's all about a clean heart and a clear conscience. The prophecy message makes sense. Yo! For the better and the best, and tell them hard work that's not the key to success. Now come here so we chill, and make them know the prophecy will have to fulfill. Then come to prophesy, and burn out all the traitor them, and burn out all the spy. Rise with the truth, alright I know I'm motivate the youth. When them choose, bless them Jah. When them choose, bless them Jah. When them do, bless them Jah. Send them choose. Come again. When them choose, bless them Jah. When them do, bless them Jah. When them few, bless them Jah. Send them choose. Whoa. When them choose, bless them Jah. When them do, bless all the traitor them and burn up all his file. No come here so fit chill, I make you know the prophecy will have it fulfill. Rise above the grudge and tell them that them heart them must carry some love. North, south, west and east, I'm ready for to put the fire upon the mark of the beast.
A tēnā rawa rata tauka I te rua meniti mai I te whā o ngā haura I tēnei rā. Tēnei te rā tuatoru taku, e harakai. Tua whāke, tēnei rā, te pare ārau I te marama ngahuru mātahi e tātou māko Capleton tērā, tētahi o ngā tino super heavyweights o te wā. Hoi anō, I mua iho pēr tata tonu iho nei I a Buju Banton mā. Ahuaroa ke pēr I a Buju mā ka puta mai a Capleton me ana kaha ki roto ki tērā mea o te takoto kupu. Te whakakupu, whakate kupu atu I ana waiata I roto I te pūkōrero, te pū takoto kupu, te kupu. Ko ia tērā Capleton. Yeah, one of the famed dancehall rappers of our time, and also those that are, pretty much have taken over the reggae music of today. And are pretty much leading the show, along with people like Damian Marley. We'll get to hear from him later, one of Bob Marley's sons. Mind-blowing. He's just mind-blowing. Damian Marley, his whole style, his rap style, his lyrics, his way of telling his story. That's the great thing about dancehall rappers. They've got their own way of telling their story, and they're so original. They're unlike rappers right across the world. You get your different styles of rap, especially throughout the States, United States. They've got all sorts of street rappers and hip-hop rappers and whatever artists there are. There's just about rap in every music now over there. Well, dancehall rappers have been around for the longest. They're actually the very first rappers, and they came from sing-talkers, which originated from reggae music. Now, reggae music, we're the only sing-talkers in the world, and then they began to rap it, and then next minute rap started to become a real flagellant sort of fanatical craze in the world. And so amazing what reggae music's been able to achieve in the world over the years. Kai te rima me niti mai I te rima, I te whā. And e tātou mā. We have a wealth of, some amazing treasures and some real gold and diamonds and gems in terms of knowledge that we can tap into in the world of reggae music. It doesn't just start and end somewhere where we have learnt through theory, there's one way of playing this music. That's false. There isn't just one way of playing reggae music. I'm trying to be as diverse as I can on this show for you, and that's why I say to you, if you look at people like Buju, Coffee, people like Capleton, even people like Damian Marley, who used to jam with Skrillex. That was an amazing partnership, and I think they still do. But a lot of what the reggae stars are doing now, some of them, especially dancehallers, they're teaming up with different partners all over the world. They're having different partners all over the world and jamming, sessions everywhere with different people and taking on different styles in the genre, and really broadening and making the music diverse, making sure it can reach all the four corners of the earth and beyond. And they're doing an amazing job. Hence, Tahu, follows a lot of these people and enjoys listening to a lot of these people, and ensuring that we take from their examples exactly what we can get in terms of the advantageous uses of different areas in the genre and in the music, and the way in which they use it in order to bring out a far better lay and a far better form and structure in our reggae music in this country. It is some of what Tahu is going to bring to the industry in this country. Tahu will bring to the music ways of playing the music that people still don't use in this country. I don't know why. I do think because we are of very different cultures, and we even have varying cultures between us, and reggae is particularly African. It can be argued that actually it's a world music now, but and it can be given its space. But the roots of this music is still looked after by Africa, Jamaica, Ethiopia, and Kush, and the African, Nubian, Hebrew descendants of the world, the tribe of Judah, the descendants of the kings, etc., etc. So we should be making use of all that they bring us in the music, because they set the example. They raised the bar, and they didn't raise it too high for us. They didn't raise it too high. We can reach that, or we can go to where we want to go with it. And at the moment, Tahu wants to reach the New Zealand market and go well in that New Zealand market and really establish itself in the New Zealand market. Now, once Tahu has done that, whatever step it takes after that is whatever step it takes. However, what Tahu isn't planning yet is to go well. But if Tahu of that time decides it wants to, I know one thing I'd agree to, and that is to play within Tahu Mākaka Nui Matua's descent lands, the nations across the world. There are 27 nations we have descent genealogically from. And of course Ethiopia and all those African countries, Egypt, Accra, Ghana, in particular lands that we genealogically connect with, including Judah, Israel. To play in those countries would be fine with me. To go further, I'm not. I've never been the type to want to. Reggae's always been my genre, but I've never wanted to be a superstar or anything like that, so to speak. We'll see what happens then. But some success, yes, I want that. Yes, I want that. But I'm not particularly. I haven't got such it's not an ego thing. I'm not saying it's an ego-driven thing to want that. You can want it, and it's for some people. Some people want that sort of life. They want to live life as a superstar of rock and music, and some people don't. And I'm not particularly worried. If I was like 18 or 20 again, I'd probably go for it. Because what I know now, what I didn't know then, it's probably just as well I didn't go into the music industry at that age. I probably wasn't ready. And probably a lot of people that do go in at such a young age aren't ready. But, and they find that it's a bit of a journey through the industry, and they go through all sorts of adventures. I'm not particularly, I've seen all the. It's a difficult life. People think it's real glamorous, and you've got some real amazing things you can experience within a life of. Within a life of being a superstar. Now, I am not attracted to that life, I'm afraid. Very tough life, very difficult living your life in the face of media 24 hours a day, 24/7. That would be very, very tough. Those are all the other parts of the music. We're just talking about actually playing the music at the moment, and it's a tough life, it's a tough ask being in music at all. And then if you go into the music industry that heavily, that you look into and become an actual superstar in the genre that you play in, mate, that's like a life outside of this world. And no, that's not something for me. I don't mind playing overseas. I just and even that's a whole lot of pressure on its own. Not that I couldn't do it. I've already jammed overseas. I've jammed a lot over in Australia. I've also jammed up in North Queensland and done short gigs over there. I've done a concert, a gig. I was up for about an hour in front of I've had gigs of about 3,000 to 5,000 people. I've had one gig one night in a hall full of about close to 1,000 people for an hour. All those sorts of things. Then that's when I was much younger, 16, 17. Done all sorts of gigs and shows and concerts. I'm also a theatrical man. I've been an actor in my young life, a singer, a kapahaka leader, teacher. I've been a teacher. I've been here, there and everywhere. But look, let's take another look at the late and great Gregory Isaacs e tāma. I roto I te hai whā mai, i te whākare anua rarawia kia tae ke mai. Hoi anō kai te pai, ka haere tonu ake te hōtaka Hawaikirangi. Haere tonu ai a Hawaikirangi. Me tō tātou whai atu tonu i te kaha. O te whakau i tēnei mea te rongo ki roto ki te puoro nei. I ngā rongo a ope, ngā rongo a taua. Kai te pai? Ngā rongo a te taua kokoni, a te kokoni taua. Tai atu anō i te ope, tai atu anō i tēnei mea te waitahi. Te tauira mai o te waitahi ki roto ki te waiata. Me tērā atu mea o te whakamahi atu i era Ki te tahatonu ki te manawataki o roto I te poro. That is with the rhythm section, ne? Okay? And developing those parts of your music with your rhythm section and varying the different ways that you can, the diverse ways that you can utilize the different effects you can get from that within your music. That particular mix and that particular arrangement on its own and organization in reggae music, which we call it manipulation, we call it regulation, we call it management within reggae music in tahu. That's what we call that, is in fact reggae. Okay? That's the actual reggae of the music, the different instruments and feels and the militants and the bass line and the drum line being organized in such a way that it, each one can complement, and the licks and lines, brought in there too, they're magical. That's one of the things I haven't talked to you about, because that's what I'm not going to give you, is one of the things I'm not going to give you. And there's lots and lots of other stuff I could give you, but really all you really need to know and understand is what reggae is and how you make it. Yeah? And that hopefully should help a lot of our fellow musicians out there. Ahua kowai. I haven't named people to make them stand out on this show, no. I've just mentioned, those are some of the different people I've moaned at over the last 35 years. And there's a lot of them, and they're all theory reggae musicians. Well, they try to be reggae musicians. And some of them do very, very well, and some of them don't. Hoi anō e tātai, Gregory Isaacs, let's look back at It Ain't Easy, but this time, let's watch it. I roto I ngā pikitia ki te pakipū me ka nei, tēnei mea te whiti āhua, tēnei mea te kēriata I tā atu ai, kia Ain't That Easy. Ai te ngahuru māwaru mēniti mai te whā, kia mautonu mai, kahuri.
Not run right now. Sing it up, mister.
Suddenly love is fade away. And we did our first alone. We said our very last goodbye. And I'd like you to know, now it is your turn to cry. It isn't easy. Love isn't easy game to play. It is this moment. Suddenly love is fade away. Every time that we want you to see has now become my worst nightmare. But when I found out that you didn't care, girl, you get me feeling so very scared. It isn't easy. Love ain't an easy game to play. No. It is this moment. Suddenly love is fade away. Like crimson and clover, we used to be. Now it's all over. Got to say set you free. It isn't easy. Love ain't an easy game to play. No. It is this moment suddenly love can turn away. Oh. It isn't easy. It isn't easy, yeah. It isn't easy. Love ain't an easy game to play. No, no, no. It isn't easy. It isn't easy, yeah.
Karawe hoki. Tēnā pai hoki o tēnā o ngā waiata nei puoro ki ngi mangu. Tēnei o ngā waiata, nō roto i te wā ki tērā o ngā tino tohunga nei ki te puoro ki ngi mangu. Gregory Isaacs, kua mate ke atu nei. Ka tikara hoki rā, tātou ka rāngona atu i nei waiata, rāngona tonu ai i nei waiata, i roto i nei rā, hai poroporo ki tonu, hai poroporo tonu ki a ia. I roto i ngā wā, e ora tonu ana, ko ia tonu tētahi o ngā tino tohunga, ki tērā taha ki te puoro, a Lover's Rock, ne? Lover's Rock. Tērā tino puoro hoki o roto o tēnei puoro nei o te puoro ki ngi mangu. Reggae music, we're talking about e tāma. We have some amazing examples that we've been looking at. We looked at Joe Mercer Mali last week, one of the best of our time, our current time. The same as Coffee, Buju Banton, and them are still rocking hard and pulling out some of the greatest, most diverse reggae songs in the world, like Jerusalema, like, the song Memories. I think I played you a snippet of that. And of course, this one coming up next. Take particular note of how the bass line is made to complement the various cadences in the songs and the various movements of the drums, how the drums are made to complement that as well, and how the calypsonic rhythm, within the rhythm section, the whole rhythm section, the militant feels themselves of the song through the kaupapa of the song, how they are all made to, culture up this whole mix of elements that brings the waiata reggae together. Okay? And that's what I'm talking about. So that whole mix, that whole arrangement, that whole lot of movements is what makes reggae. If you listen to that a lot, and I've listened to it for a long, long time, you listen to that happening and how it regulates and how it manipulates in songs, that's where you hear the reggae. See, when I listen to reggae songs and I don't hear anything like that, I get very, very suspicious as to whether that is reggae that I'm listening to, because movements are not reggae. See? And the only way you can get that is by playing the music via its core principles. And those are what we've been covering. We haven't gone through all of the core rhythms, but we've gone through the main ones. Every other core rhythm is a part of that. So those are the leading ones that we've looked at. Lots of the different variations of that, which is what you need to get into once you've got those rhythms down. I think what happens to a lot of our musicians in the country today is that they get stage fright because they're not that good at playing the music. So once they do get a particular rhythm, like for instance the reggae proper or the pure, like Tahu calls it. Tahu calls it the pure. Now, how does that rhythm go? Who can remember? Ichek, ichek, ichek. That's a driving reggae rhythm, and we call that the pure because that's our main rhythm. That's the only way we believe in Tahu that we can ever put together reggae properly. See? So we call it the pure reggae feel. We know that feel, we know reggae, and we can pull it together so much easier than with any other rhythm. That's why we call it the pure. It is the reggae where it gives us clarity in the music. It gives us that signature strum of the reggae proper that helps us to develop any reggae song. So we can apply it to any reggae song and get a real feel for that song through the reggae proper, through the pure. E tataima. And so the next song we are going to look at is Buju Banton. And The World is Changing. We saw a snippet of that the other day. And then we'll go on to Damian Marley and Kabaka Pyramid. And then I've got a song of Kabaka's on his own doing some freestyle. Kabaka doing some freestyle. He's an amazing dancehall rap artist, just like Damian Marley. And Damian does a lot of standard. Well, there's not really a standard reggae. R&B, reggae R&B soul numbers. And also Damien, and also Buju, who's coming up next. He does a lot too. But I'm particularly interested in his dancehall rap because he's got a style all of his own. He's a little bit like a rap artist, a dancehall rap artist. There's another dancehall rap artist who's similar to him. So they sound quite similar. But what I like about Buju is that he's far more diverse in terms that he really he's really lateral about how he lays out his reggae. He's really lateral. He doesn't just play diverse elements of reggae music, but he spreads them right out. He plays them to the most lateral points that you can. And that's what I love about Buju Banton. So we're going to have a listen to his song, The World is Changing, right now. Buju Banton, e tātou mā kai te ruanga huru mahaiwa meniti mai I te whā. Tino pai tērā, it ain't easy, ne? Gregory Isaacs, beautiful flow, beautiful rhythm, awesome groove. And when you listen to the bass and you hear, it isn't hard. It isn't hard to, it isn't easy. It isn't easy to be a lover. If anyone has been in a relationship before, yeah, what a difficult topic that is to pull a song together. But I think, being the reggae heavyweight that he is, Gregory Isaacs is one of the one of the greats, one of the super heavyweights of his time of reggae music and lovers rock. E tātou mā Buju Banton. Kia ora tātou.
A cerebral reflection. A Roman situation. Consequence in actions. To get your lives in order, just imprison the world while profit from that marijuana. Someone will have to pay. Economic warfare, top of their agenda. Food is the biggest weapon, plus human bop bop, to the bop bop, to the bop bop. Show the question be about migrants entering across your border. While seeking off your earthly spice to get your lives in order. Just imprison the world while profit from that marijuana. Someone will have to pay. Economic warfare, top of their agenda. Food is the biggest weapon plus medical gangsters. I say, our world is changing. Not today, not yesterday. Everyone's eyes are open. Alright, alright. The world is changing. Not today, not yesterday. Everyone's eyes are open. They can see, yeah. To the bop. To the bop bop. To the bop bop. To the bop bop. To the bop bop.
Ai rā, hoki, āroha mai rā no hoki e tātou mai te wā i te whakatangi hiatu ana e ahau. Kai te rāngonāti tētahi waiata ki muri kia Gregory Isaacs i te wā i te waiata i a Gregory e tangi hiatu ana. E tāma, e tā, me taku he o te whakarite o te taku whakarite atu o te waiatara. Aroha mai, so apologies for that. I just remembered on the Gregory Isaacs one there, I had 2 songs open, so I had them playing at the same time, and I worked it out, and I went, aha! That's how I fixed that, and I turned one off. So sorry about that. I had Toots and the Maytals playing as well there. Another thing I forgot there was before the end of the show today, hopefully we can get in a bit of Chronix. Yeah, Chronix is taking off. He's been a Grammy nominee just this year, Chronix, and he's got some wonderful waiata. Waiata like, I think it's Spanish Stone Road, or Spanish Town or something like that. I love his song Capture Land, so I'm going to play that for you today if we get time. But I'm just moving on very quickly here, moving along so I can go into... Yeah, so we've got those 3 things there, the feels, and we've already gone over that over other shows, but in particular here, militant feels. So adding those in there. And you can feel, you feel that marching sort of soldiering rhythm. Jing, 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 jing. You know, it's like marching, moving. When taua, ope taua, move. And they kokoni. You know, there's a rhythm in that, eh? And you can capture that in reggae really, really well. And a lot of the stars do it. They do it for all different reasons. I mean, you look at Coffee's song, Pressure there. Under the pressure. She even put a militant feel in. You know, she had a proper in there. And she split that proper. And it was really quick, so it created this militant feel, this quick marching feel going against the tide, you know? It gave you that feeling that, you know, you're moving against the tide and feeling the pressure all the time, day in, day out, all the time. And it gives you that... See how she used that? She used the pure in that way. She also used it really quickly in that song. It's like that. It's actually around about middle pace how she uses it. She isn't going just eject, which is more like rock and swing. The Joe Mercer Marley song, he slows it down. Eject. You get that, eh? But you can actually quicken it up and go chick, or you just go chick, like that. Yeah. Wonderful militant feels you can get in there and manipulate your rhythm section and your militant feels and your bass to get that reggae working in your music. Once you learn to manipulate and regulate that and manage that, you're well on your way to being a reggae star or a player of good reggae music. I am so wrapped with everything we are covering at the moment. I am so glad that we I actually am sort of glad I don't need to play on my guitar today, because sometimes especially when I'm left on my own and the others haven't come in, it's a bit hard to play on my own. Playing reggae music on your own is a very difficult thing to do. So I try to avoid that if I can. I also want to be able to ensure that I do the best job I can whilst I'm on air, whilst I'm before you, describing the music and actually playing it right. And I can do that, but, given moments when I'm on my own, especially in a studio, it's a little bit risky. I shouldn't do that, in other words, but when you're left on your own like that, you haven't got much option, have you? So, but at the moment, I'm just queuing up Kabaka Pyramid and Damian Marley. Now, Damian Marley, one of the greatest reggae dancehall rappers, we believe, of all time, and following in his footsteps quite easily is Joe Mercer, and that's his nephew. Absolutely brilliant, and took reggae music out to a space that we never ever thought that it would reach in this time. So Damien reached a market that was absolutely unreachable within the rock market. The same with Ziggy. He's reached a market in the States that prior to that was unreachable. There's a rock and techno market out there that Damien has taken reggae music into, and they've taken the world with it. So, right, I am not actually finding, hang on, I'll just tap this into here and see if I can get it here. Damian Marley and Kabaka, and let's see what we get. I was actually looking at one of my lists, Damian Marley and Kabaka, and let's see what we come up with. Here we go. Contraband. E tataima. Contraband is there's a waiata that they have done together, Kabaka and Damien, and we're going to have a listen to that waiata today. These are great examples of where the things we're talking about, the soul, the militant feels, and the core rhythms, where they are used to their maximal, their ultimum, okay, and where regulation and manipulation of those core parts of the music and the rhythm section, the bass lines, the militant feels, all of that coming together in a reggae rhythm, in a reggae movement, and reggae movements all around and all about, when you get used to listening to that and hearing that, that's reggae. And that's how you create it. Let's look at how Damien and Kabaka created it with Contraband. Kia ora mai rā tātou, kai te ngahuru mawhitu meniti ki te rima. Kahuri.
I'm way up. 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 Contraband. Is it the master plan? Contraband. You're taking up the farmer's land. Contraband. How it past the border scan. Contraband. I end up in your data and contraband. Now what's in that recipe? Contraband. That giving me distress relief. Contraband. Sell more than rice and peas. Contraband. Feel so damn good to me. Well now this fucking dog sniffing me. Pray to Jah didn't leave a one cliff on me. If they found one they'd surely move swift on me. Family and friends would surely be missing me. Meanwhile, gang is having that epiphany. I'm being searched by a squad named Tiffany. The way she gird me, my something gets stiff on me. Still, my slide through smooth like the chiffon be. As they're done searching the pyramid, they turn their attention to the Grammy Kid. Dealing with a Rasta like an invalid, demonstrating how Babylon wicked. Where them ask about illegal substance, if these things were packaging, el potting, shipping and the handling. These accusations are damaging. Them said them heard reggae artists trafficking. Contraband. Is it the master plan? Contraband. Taking up the farmer's land. Contraband. How it past the border scan. Contraband. I end up in your data and contraband. Now what's in that recipe? Contraband. That's giving me distress relief. Contraband. It sell more than rice and peas. Contraband. Feels so damn good to me. There's some sirens approaching me. Call it back, I hope I didn't leave a roach on me. Everything is stashed right where it's supposed to be. But if not, I'll bail you off a post to me. Brother, I'ma just see a picture with the poster be. It hang up on the wall in the grocery. No worry, the judge have a favor where she offer me. Ma got it covered like the suit on me, a trope on me. Yeah, but K, our face is known locally. And the thing turn up totally. I know they must smell the smoke on me. Can we defend the case vocally? Well, based on the scope of the evidence and how much them gathering intelligence determines the charges you held against. For all the weight and the measurements of contraband. Is it the master plan? Contraband. You're taking up the farmer's land. Contraband. How it past the border scan. Contraband. I end up in your data and contraband. Now what's in that recipe? Contraband. That giving me distress relief. Contraband. Sell more than rice and peas. Contraband. Feel so damn good to me. They bring how our companies Bebel Rock and Get a Youth is keeping company. Now the agent them a come for we, because contraband is spreading across the country. Our records cleaner than lingerie. Our washing machine we're full of lingerie. So we not even need no money laundering. If it got to court, we just appeal it like a tangerine. Yeah, but we can't pay the liar with no tambourine. The case kinda shake you like a tambourine. Now we at a road like a lava stream. Walking into drift full of drama queen. Yo, hold on, this similar, you're just phoning me.
Mr. Pyramid, I hear that you've been touring and the contraband is soaring and is taking off globally. Is it sold out or do you have a little more of it?
Contraband. Is it the master plan? Contraband. You're taking up the farmer's land. Contraband. How it past the border scan. Contraband. I end up in your data and contraband. Now what's in that recipe? Contraband. That giving me distress relief. Contraband. Sell more than rice and peas. Contraband. Feel so damn good to me.
Kabaka Pyramid in the red and black there. Quite distinct and easy to tell between him and Damien, and the green and blue there with the black cap. Awesome number that. A good track, a good example of where Damien's going to next. He's been doing a lot of partnerships, a lot of team ups with other reggae stars, and looking to develop reggae music into more areas, no doubt. Soon I'm going to show you Kabaka doing doing a freestyle, and it is brilliant. So I just wanted to show you that today. If I can get it, we are away laughing because it's really cool. Kabaka is one of the most brilliant rap artists of our time. He's brand new, and hopefully I can get Chronics in there. Chronics before the end of the show. And if I can, then that'd be awesome, because Chronics is one of my favourites as well. Chronics and Capture Land. If we can get that in there, that'll be another awesome example. So never forget that, e tatauma. Never forget that. Those three areas of the music. The feels, which we've already done, but the militant feels. Yeah? Militants, and using that in reggae music. Reggae. You know, if you're King's musicians, you're always playing music to military. Yeah. So, get used to militants being a part of the music. And they use it in a lot of different ways, like I've given you examples there. There was militants in Kingston 14. There was militants, and that's a song about the ghetto, where the area of the ghetto where Gregory Isaacs grew up. And how the only way out of there, you know, it's a place full of death, disease, you know. One of the lines in his lyrics there are blowflies all around. You know, blowflies are disease carriers. You know, they're around like 24/7, funerals 24/7. Everyone basically is mana whenua, mana whenua, tangata whenua of the place. You know, they're all born there and they all grow up there, and so it's all they know. It's all they know, and the only way out was through his reggae music. It was the only way out of that. And that's what I mean by the thick spirituality that existed in there, because it is the only way in the ghetto in Kingston, no matter which part of Kingston, in Trenchtown or Denham Town, or whichever part that you live in the ghetto. It's hard to survive. It's hard to imagine how they survive in those areas, and one of the ways is through reggae music. And that's what that song Kingston 14's about. Coffee song, pressure over everybody. It's right across the world. It's a universal thing. Pressure to do well, pressure to compete, pressure to get a job, pressure to have food, pressure to do those daily tasks. Yeah? Militants, using that in there. Even in a Lovers Rock song, It Ain't Easy. That's why I wanted to show you that song again, to have you hear the militants in that song as well. And it's a love song. And it ain't easy being a lover. We all know that, from the Tāne's point of view and the Wahine's point of view. Ne? Okay. So let's get a listen to Kabaka doing a little bit of freestyle for us, ne? Let's see how good Kabaka is. He just does this on the spot. E tātou mā Kabaka Pyramid, who just did a jam for us with Damien Marley. Kia ora mai tātou.
Make a little beat where they are try a thing, you see me? For real though, I hope everybody will keep safe, see? Accurate. Who better than this? You know me strong like Donovan is. I'm a flow, them stink like the public bathroom, which bar me stand up and piss. Them say me rank with the style. Lyrically man I empty the Kyle. Man I start at the coach can't bench me. Try tackle me, y'all go left with a pile. Them say me skill like Mbappe. Them get denied like up a embassy. Enough of them perplex like Arsenal fans. Anytime them hear nothing where Wenger say, hey, this a new era Arteta. No found the softness like a carpenter. This me you must see eye like a faucetter. Rasta na take no talk from Bali, they must see mad. Like them doctor they are France. We want test them vaccine Pan-African. Don't get me cross when me lost in my hand. Me would deal with the case then up in my van. Kill them with the flow, kill them with the flow. None of them no want to see the pyramid a glow. None of them no want to see the singer get a hit because me lyrically fit and every sin in my flow. Them no want to see me swimming in a door. Bad mind me for everything what me a do. Them say me make it and them figure me sell out, but the only thing me sell out are the ticket on my shows. Rasta liberty me chose. Not for move shaky and I switch it for the views. Bebel to the end I coulda win, I coulda lose, but me never lose it because me sticking to the rules and I blood, sweat and tears when me deliver the truth. How them a go stop this when the king me a salute? How them a go stop the powers of the absolute? Me have some youth ready for attack the system and the root. Accurate. Fire burning.
Ai rā hoki e tatau ka paka pyramid tēnā. Kai roto kei tētahi wā e tino whai atu ana ia ki te whakatakoto i ana kupu waiata. Ki te pū kōrero atu i aua kupu. Te tapere atu i aua kupu. E rā āhuatanga katoa, hoi anō i roto i te wā tonu, e whakaaro atu ana i ia ki te kaupapa. Te kaupapa o tana waiata. So there was freestyle. E tāma? Freestyle. Ana e tā. Karakau ia i te māharahara ki tētahi pakumea. And that was awesome. That was, yeah, really, that's a hit. That's a hit song he just did on the spot. A hit song. And ātāhua, aroha mai. And I tried to hurry that there a little bit because I wanted to try and get on to Chronics so we can finish off with Chronics. Now, hopefully we will still get time to play on the... I will still get time to play on my bongos and look at the Waiata Capture Land and also still finish off with Inoi, Ritinga Inoi e Tatauma. But here we go. Capture Land just quickly. Coming up for you. That was massive, eh? Kabaka Pyramid, one of the best of our time, of today. One of the super heavyweights coming on through. Just amazingly there, doing us a freestyle there. Awesome, eh? Awesome, eh? I've seen Coffee doing some as well. Amazing, amazing stuff. And we've got Chronics coming up. One of the, Grammy Award nominee for 2020. Yeah. Everyone in the reggae world is Rasta. That is leading the super heavyweight reggae world. And is rocking. Yeah. 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 And, just amazing. It's just amazing some of the stuff we've got here to look at. Chronics, e tātou mā, to take us out to kai te whāmeniti ki te rima i nā iana. Kia tata ki te rima, kia tere i noi, katahi, ka waiata ka putātu, kamutu. Kamutu, ka putātu i te taupuni. Kahuri.
Nice to dread and terror pandemic. Good God of grace and will, I have His mercy. Hey, I miss the old slave driver. Time is catching up on you, old slave driver. I know your sins them are on. So carry we go home, and bring the brown east. Well, come on a Rasta man, a Rasta no live on no capital land. Oh you mean? Carry we go home. Oh yeah, as if we settle and cease. Well, come on a Rasta man, a Rasta no live on no capital land. Well, Lord America a capital and the whole of Jamaica a capital and a long time them want trick the Rasta man. Like them no know say that man a real African. You think me no member King Ferdinand and thief in Columbus have a golden plan. They make a wrong turn and end up in Caribbean. One Ras then a side kill enough Indian and turn paradise. on a plantation and bring cross one ship load of African. Now here comes the thief in Queen from England. Now she come well and Henry Maga. Sent it on top a century full of separation. And after 400 years me send a reparation. I know them want to kill me with the taxation. But I beg you please take me to the motherland. I beg you carry me go home. I bring me from the east. Come on a Rasta. A Rasta no live on no Capchala. Coulda never carry me go home. I said we settle and seize. Come on a Rasta. A Rasta no live on no Capchala. Watch them pan the top of the hill and looking at them play how we properly feel. Because downtown have shot off the kill. Them tell the tourists if we stop on the grill. So come make we start a new chapter. We not escape on the land where them capture. And me say Africa fi all to Rasta. I so go tell the and screw plus factor. Say we carry we go home. I bring we run a east way. Come on a Rasta man. A Rasta no live on no Capchala land. Go tell them that and carry we go home. As if we settle and
Ate nara e tatai mā kua nui tēnā, papai wati te wā kia mātau te i e hua. Whakamoe miti ki roto ki tō hauingoa. Matahi apo, ake. Amene.